Alright, last little bit is the filleting and the dress-up features. Before we do that, let's change to a 4 viewport and have a look at the car in the different views and just see if that corresponds more or less with the design intent that we have. If you're happy with it, then we can just go on to the filleting and rounding and then mirroring. I will go through how to change some of the elements though. So let's go back to one viewport, and normal elements like the pad, you should know how to change that. You just double click it and you can change the sizes. If we didn't want 12 and we wanted 15 instead, we can do that. Okay, and the car turns red if auto update's not on. You come down and choose the update all icon, and then the geometry will change back to whatever you specified. So now that's a 15. If the styling on your car is not what you really wanted, or you don't think that aerodynamic enough or fancy enough, just double click that geometry, go to a normal view. Oh, I guess we should go to this, double click the geometry, go to the sketch, there we go, and then you can manipulate this how you want. So if you really want it a bit different, so we'll pull this down so we really get a bulge out of the middle of it, something like that. Anyhow that you want to manipulate it, you can. Just exit the workbench, update the style change, and it's updated now. Now if you go to too much of an extreme, you may end up with errors. That is one thing to be cautious of. Don't go from one extreme to another. Now if you don't like the cockpit, or you want to change the cockpit, you need to show that subdivision. So off your navigation tree, find that subdivision and show it again. Shows up, you can double click on it, and with the tool palettes icon you can start to manipulate how you want it to look. So I want it to be a little bit more shallow on the front face here, so I'm going to choose the face and the translate, choose that front face, and I'm just going to push it down a little bit. Not so much that the yellow shows though, so just a little bit, or I can pull it up. I mean, you have parameters to go, your block is only so big. That looks okay. Let's choose this face and just make it a little bit more. This face I want down a little bit more. Now this is where you got to be a little bit careful. You really can't go too extreme here, because you've got that airfoil on the back that may not regenerate if you make too many changes here. So that all looks good. We'll just escape a couple of times, update our car, and then hide our imagine and shape. Now if it didn't update, the airfoil may have been a problem. Let's just do that. Let's make a problem. Okay, so I'm going to drag that way down, escape a couple of times, try to update it. Gives us an error. Okay, big error. At this point you should just close this, use your undo feature until you're back to a place that you can redo it. Try what you're doing again, maybe just not as much. Escape a couple of times out of here, update it, and if it updates, great. Hide your imagine and shape feature again, and you are good. So that is editing your car to get the styling you want before you start adding the filleting and the mirror.